Ebusia for aha eye Kintu TV. Miss Winnie dim say no face that we need Kintu TV so. Messers will best kawami na washa so other platform. Na wama comment say or comment section I say. And more information say will be notification bell so I mean be Kintu TV no. My first person no one so ni be no one near coso e wo magana and we are say afternoon 9 some no I be e wo magana no. Miss Winnie dim say no face that we need Kintu TV so. Messers will best kawami. Ebusia name Nancy a Mahama Jane Naana Okuku our year vice president ma in this party na ye papa Mahama and say none of who edo ne pa chesenye asam ketwa ye de ne ko ye Ghana hospital no ho anto no ne ade na no ane ye de ne kopie mo ye UK na ye de ne kopie mo UK no emetu just say ye ne papa Mahama etumi akopie mo ho mana so etumi akohwe no ene some eba wantin bebre na ye nim say nre na ye Mother's Day na ye na Mahama Naana Okuku ajuma surprisingly na ni so say no na so wo na no hu say ye na papa ye president ye papa Mahama ekopie mo ho na okopie mo ho mo ne some ekọ so ho de ebusia for ye lawyer ba ko bi aba wantage say o de nsam bi etuja e de fa ye na papa and ye na ye president Mahama and the vice president ye na no Okuku ajuma ho a chese nsam no enya asam geta e be kwa kwaje nsam no enchire mu ni wia esanso apa ebede ho enkomo
Jane na no Okuku ajuma ne ho ye na constitution no kasen se vice president eni ho na omampanin no ankasa so etu ne to a as I say, a swear Speaker of Parliament in as the acting president. Because he said, Omampeni abedi echire anaso omampeni no ankasa ebeba. Say Speaker so eka vice any president no ankasa ho nyina ho na wo nyina tu kwan a. Me kaise in the case of Speaker Do Ajaho maybe a chemu yan swear ni in na or acting as president. In fact, the court was specific that anytime the speaker acts as president, he or she should be sworn in as acting president. Now, men kwa humane so na mene captain retired lawyer and Krabia Effah Dartey or a private legal practitioner. Mene no entwetwe enkomo on my some legal education. Lawyer but what me kan do fam so ni yemwache.
Yanua
Me bato ho de
nyame adom me ho ye
yete won ka chepa lawyer
anio nano na me ho mfa me kakra
oh kafra ba se abibia boko ahode aba kakra
yes sir
ya de nyame ase lawyer na pa ye bo wo punu mu a ye pe education kakra ne constitution no ese se womampani etu ne to free womanim na ne vice president so etu ne to free womanim a emra ne sesen as to near obe take over as acting president. No, what does the constitution says, lawyer?
Oh, I'm so ready. 77 producer Ghana ni BN say constitution is very clear on this. Say president Uniwa the vice take you over as of right. Now vice Uniwa a speaker takes over as of right, subject to being sworn in as acting president. It is a president in Ghana, not vice in Ghana, not speaker in Ghana there, and in a speaker automatically assumes the office of acting president, but he must be sworn in as such by the Chief Justice. Currently, we have an acting Chief Justice.
Yes.
My classmate, Justice Bafubone.
Okay, but lawyer, in this scenario, Omampeni etu kwan kosra His Excellency the Vice President, yenhunu sa swearing in no constitution is say the Speaker of Parliament should be subjected to say Omampeni na bedi echire anywhere. Is there a breach somewhere, lawyer?
Honestly, sincerely, and to be honest to the law, the President in New the Vice in New na Speaker, the Chief Justice, and sworn in officially to act as President. And then there's a very serious breach of the Constitution. And we must say it in no uncertain terms. We must be very clear.
So in this case, the senior says who says swearing in Bia Akoso. What should be the way forward now if we want to deal with this? Because I say Speaker Do Ajaho Apen, so there was a similar situation. Court no share potting said the Speaker should be sworn in as the acting president, but in this case, nothing like that has happened. How do we deal with this as a country? Lawyer.
Maybe this is a cause for a constitutional amendment so that an article can be inserted, say, in the absence of the president and the vice, the Speaker of Parliament automatically steps in as acting president without being sworn in, just like how the vice steps in without being sworn in. But until that is done, the vacuum that has been created now is highly improper and abuse of the constitutional process. And I think the president and his vice and the speaker, they owe the nation a big apology for creating this hiatus, for creating this situation, for creating this terrible anomaly in our constitutional life. But I will recommend that immediately, if President Mahama is not yet in town, then the acting Chief Justice should be made to swear in the Speaker as quickly as possible within the next hour or two to right the wrong.
And the lawyer, in this case, sabe touchwood nyame emphasa embakura say president and the vice nyina eni ho na speaker ohwe akire so yen swear ni ini touchwood say obi twituo na otu aban no egu a yebetimi aka say otu a constitutionally elected government aban egu ana lawyer.
As you said, nyame emphasa ma, but still it will be wrong because, as you said, a constitutionally elected government. The government is not made up of just the president and his vice and the Speaker of Parliament. We have the ministers of state who are in office right now.
Yes.
We have members of Parliament who are in office right now. We have justices of the Supreme Court who are in office. And they are all part of the government structure. Until I can say there is no acting president. Until I am perfectly within my rights in staging a military coup. No. That is not allowed by the law.
I see. And not just say in that case, say or tritu or be so jani be kra touchwood that tritu na otu aban ni gua. The president's return can still reinstate the government. And I'm able to say, "Man, penny don't say we knew my oba na BBC sinechia. Obetumi asana befana konya."
Rightfully, I think so. I think so between the Panakunja because personally I am against military coups generally. There is no reason why soldiers should stage a coup. The president in New na vice in New na the speaker has not been shown in the chief justice, the acting chief justice can immediately assume power, in my view, but he must also be sworn in.
Lawyer, my end was but away from some constitutional issues here, you know, Omampeni Ebaye. Otu anamon bi a mepese meje wadwenkyere ewo ho ne edikan ye kwan a ode ono ana appointees fa so say eba no accountability and the fight against corruption. And for instance, Nancy who say wa launch the code of conduct for no any appointees. I insist, in fact, omo womun declare womo asset to kra no and Nancy ne abre womo so pa. How do you see this move by the president? Lawyer.
Honestly, I don't want to say I was surprised, but I was happily surprised because the president in Niabre like this, now obey to me they will say yo. Now I insist on the right thing being done there. Then Ghana, Nyame is on our side, and we are on the highway to recovery. Seriously, because. You know, all over the world, a nation develops or moves by its leaders. And all over the world, the principle is true. That show me your staff officers, and I'll show you the character of your leadership. So if you are a president, and you have ministers of state, and you cannot discipline them, you cannot reshuffle them. Even when your ministers come to you that we don't want this particular minister for finance, change him, and still you stubbornly refuse to do so. It tells a lot about the quality of your leadership. Mahama and Naana ministers said they should declare their assets. Honestly, it's a move in the right direction, and I urge him to continue.
Me tie reference my CC say we president now even appointees no our ministers ne ba beka say this particular minister bomodia na sesa no na when tia it means some way somehow you are being insensitive, like in the case of the former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, any the finance minister then even sitting members of parliament finance minister yo sesano and so when we are that was insensitive, you say.
In fact, Sabrino, I was one of the most confused persons in Ghana because Mnamenti president has said whatever operator was doing for him, I'm sure he's not the only person who can do the same thing. Why should you sacrifice your image, your reputation, and your presidency for the sake of one man? Even if he financed or pre-financed your campaign or did so much, I'm not for say onye sisano. So what prevents you from just a stroke of the pen, Minister of Finance change, replaced by so and so? Well, I don't know, but personally, I was of the view that Leonardo ought to have changed the finance minister, but he didn't, and well, the history has taken place.
Eka ho kra na bia obeka say MPP edisa enchopoto ya womudi na batu etwemu.
Most of our members decided not to vote at all.
well, yeah, but penny a launch code of conduct ye me say hunu ana wa kenkan video bi a circulate the acting managing director for Gold Board lawyer Sami Jemfi wo chesika e de ama ye maame agrada in fact dollars